Good morning, first grade, and happy pajama day. I got my pajamas on today. Sandy doesn't have hers on. Do you, Sandy? We'll try to wear them tomorrow. All right. If you have not listened to the devotion yet, usually we do our devotion first thing after we have lunch count. And then we will get started with Superkids. All right. I'm going to share my screen now so we can see Superkids. And we'll get started with our decoding. All right. If you would like to read all of these words by yourself, then pause the video and you can read them now by yourself. If not, we'll read first with the girls and then we'll read with the boys. All right, ladies, here we go. Called, squawk, squawk, hawk, hawk, falling, falling, on, lawn, awful, awful, raw, baseball, that's a compound word when two words come together, and ball, like when you're crying. All right, boys, let's hear from you. Called, squawk, hawk, falling, lawn, awful, raw, baseball, and ball. Oh, here comes Sandy. She heard you reading and she came. She really liked all that reading that you did. Oh, she's giving me some kisses now. She likes that. All right, let's move on. It's time to take out your spiral notebook so that we can do some spelling. All right, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Remember in class, we can usually do this in less than 10 Mississippi. We can find our spiral notebook. And remember, if you don't have your spiral notebook, you can always just use a piece of paper. That's right. All right, here we go. Let's see what our first word is today. Make sure the sound is turned up.
Hawk. A hawk has a sharp beak and large wings. Hawk.
Hawk. Hawk. And remember, it only has one clap, one syllable, so it cannot end with the letter C. The word has to have more than one syllable to end with a C. So it's going to end with the other sound that we hear that sounds like C. Hawk. And don't forget, the sound of the week is aw. And that's the saw card. All right, let's see the spelling. See how you did. H-A-W-K. Hawk. Next word.
Squawk. A rooster will squawk if it gets angry. Squawk.
Squawk, squawk. Squawk. That's squawk. That's squawk. Q and U stick like glue. Q and U stick like glue. Squawk. Squawk. So if you can spell hawk, you can spell squawk. They rhyme.
Lawn. My sister is mowing the lawn. Lawn.
Lawn. Lawn. Remember, if I'm going too fast, just pause me. Put me on pause.
Awful. The room was an awful mess. Awful.
Remember when the Superkids had to clean up their lawn because it was awful. It was full of all kinds of things like litter and their toys, and they had to clean it up. Awful. Awful. F-U-L. The suffix.
Raw. Raw vegetables are a delicious snack. Raw.
Raw means that they're not cooked.
Baseball. Let's go to a baseball game. Baseball.
All of these words sound a lot like the words we just sounded out in the decoding. Base-ball. Base has a sneaky E. A sneaky E is going to sneak in and scare that A and say, say your name, A, say your name. Baseball. And now it's time for the sentences. Remember, what do we always say? Every sentence starts with a capital letter. Here we go.
The squawk they made was awful. The squawk they made was awful.
The squawk they made was awful. So we know how to spell the, and then squawk, we can look up here. The squawk they, I know you might want to put an A in they, but it does not have an A. Remember, it's an E. The squawk they made. And if you don't put a sneaky E on made, it'll say mad. The squawk they made was, remember was looks like was awful. Now that sentence sounds like it could end with a period or an exclamation point, depending on how you say it. Let's show the answer. If you're not ready, no spoiler alerts, just push pause. The squawk they made was awful.
Come play baseball at dawn.
Oh, that's too early for me. I don't know if I'd want to play baseball at dawn. Come play baseball. So I know a lot of you would look at the word wall for the word come. Come play baseball at dawn. Remember, dawn has the on. That would be early in the morning. Come play baseball at dawn. Come play baseball at dawn. It has a capital letter, it has a period at the end, and it has put spaces between your words. All right, very nice. Bravo to the spelling. Let's give you a hand. Where's my clapper? Nice job with spelling. Yes, what does that say? Clap for the Lord. Yes. Thank you, God, for all of our blessings. All right, now we're going to go on, and we're going to read this. We have junk all over the lawn. It looks awful. Do you remember that from Tex McGraw? Okay, we're moving on to our workbook page. It is workbook page 65. Give you some time to look for it. And I know that we should be doing 2 workbook pages today. Some of you may catch me on that, but we have some other papers to do, so we're just going to do 1 today, and then we'll finish out the unit tomorrow with 2 pages. All right, so we have our memory words at the top. We have, that's right, come, coming, yes. They, our, and put. O-U, when I get a pinch, ow, 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 hour. All right, the first sentence. Who would like to read it? Sandy, would you like to read it? No, she's sleeping. She doesn't want to read it. Maybe one of the first graders out there can read it for us. Let's point to the words. All right, let's read it together. Tex McGraw and his helpers are blank. If we're not sure, we could always skip it and go on to the next one and then come back to it later. Tex McGraw and his helpers are coming. That sounds right. Tex McGraw and his helpers are coming. All right, we're going to need some tools. Let's see if we can find the tools. I'm going to need to type it in. Tex McGraw and his helpers are coming. Oh, I really like how they're putting the letters in the right spacing. It looks so nice. The C, O, M, and I-N are in the house, and then the G goes down in the basement. All right, this next one is going to have to start with a capital letter because it is at the beginning of the sentence. Blank. Blank are looking for land that looks grand. So who's looking for land? The Superkids are. Tex McGraw is. Who's looking for it? Put? You think it's put? Put are looking for land that looks grand? No, that doesn't sound right. They. That's correct. They are looking for land that looks grand. Number 3. We will fix up blank bus. I think the word the would make sense there. We will fix up the bus, but the isn't one of the choices at the top. So we're going to have to find something else. We will fix up, and they own it. It's our. We will fix up our bus. Oh, the bus looks so clean and nice. Number 4. We will blank an awning and a planter on it. Remember the awning, the shaded part, and the planter holds the plants. We will put an awning and a planter on it. Put. And these are words that are going to be on your spelling test on Friday. So it's good that they're letting us get the practice. And there were 5 words at the top and 5 words in the blank. So there should only be 1 word left. But it's still good to read it. Then we will be set for text to blank. For text to come. So he's going to come visit and pick a winner. Then we will be set for text to come. So if you're not quite done with this, just put it on pause and you can finish up writing the words. We'll move on. Let's see, we need to go back up here to the mouse. And, oh, that page is for tomorrow. And I've got to clear my drawings. All right, today we have a reading warm-up list. Let's take a look at our list for our words that we're going to be looking at today. We've got cliffs, and cliffs are walls of rock. Something is steep. If it's steep, it means it's slope. It slopes at a sharp angle. And then canyon, we've got a canyon. It's a deep valley with steep sides. And then the wetlands are low, moist areas of land, such as swamps. And mammoth means huge. And then over here, we've got parks, wild, national, America, underground, and crocodiles. So we'll be using those words today for the story. So our story today is our magazine. It's called Super-Duper America's Parks. And normally when you go to a park, you usually go to a park, when I do, it has slides and swings and all kinds of fun things to climb on like that. But this park is more like a park that is protected, which means that no one can build anything there. It's a park that's safe for animals. And we have, let's see how many it said. There's a lot of parks because I'd like to visit them all, but there's a lot of national parks in the United States. There are 58 national parks, and the government protects them and takes care of them so that the animals have a place to live. All right, so the first page says, well, I'll give you a few minutes so you can read it out loud. And if you're not done, just pause me. The parks you go to may have slides and swings, but there are other parks you can visit that have cliffs and caves and wild animals. These parks are national parks that belong to every person in America. Now, this is actually Rocky Mountain National Park, and it's in Colorado. And Colorado is a state that's in the 50 states of the United States of America. And this animal right here is called an elk, and it is a type of large deer that lives in the wild. And when it says national park right there, that has to do with one country. It belongs to everyone in our country. And again, it says the United States government protects and takes care of our 58 national parks. That is a lot of national parks. I think I've only been to maybe 3 national parks. I'd like to go visit more someday. All right, on the next page, you see some more wildlife here. And this is called a geyser. This is Old Faithful in Wyoming. This park has lots of big animals and hot springs. It has spots where hot water sprays up from the deep underground. Fantastic. That would be really cool to see in person. I bet some of you have been there before. I have not been there, but I would like to go there someday. Up here we have some buffalo, Tatanka. We talked about how the Indians would move their teepees to different places to hunt the buffalo back a long time ago. And that's why they lived in the teepees, so they could go move their house wherever the buffalo moved. We've got a wolf right here. And down here we have some bear cubs. All right, let's go on to the next page. This is a beautiful cave. We've got some stalactites that are hanging from the top of the cave. They're holding on tight. And some stalagmites that are down on the bottom coming up from the floor. A park can be underground. This park is a cave where tunnels stretch on for miles and miles. In some spots, the cave is so little you can't stand up. In other spots, the cave is so big you can't see the other side. The park is named Mammoth Cave. Its name fits perfectly. And mammoth, remember, that means huge. And why do you think this cave is called Mammoth Cave? Well, yes, you're right. It's huge. It's very big with miles of tunnels. We used to go on a lot of field trips when I was in grade school to different caves, and I always thought they were really cool and fascinating. All right, so for today, we're going to stop with the story because we'll continue on with the story tomorrow. If you would like to go ahead and read the rest of the story, you are more than welcome to. But we'll talk more about the story tomorrow. We'll talk about these. Oh, that looks, wow. That looks like the Grand Canyon there. And that will be the end of the story. And if you would like for the story to be read to you, you can go to the index and just click on the story and it will take you to this part so that you don't have to click and click and click through all these clicks to get here. It looks like it's trying to find it right now. All right, so you took a look at that. Now let's see what your assignments are for today, because usually when we're done with our reading, let's talk a little bit about, today you're going to do practice page 49 and backpack page 32. Let me grab those. So let's start with this one, since it's a little bit easier. This is the backpack page 32. And let's see if I can put that up on here. See if I can find it. Backpack page 32. There we go. So you're going to be practicing your memory words and you're going to be writing them twice. You'll write them once down and then you'll write them once across. So once horizontally and once vertically on each one. And you can practice, you can say the word like come, and then you can practice covering it up and practice writing it up and down. So on that page, and then the other page, which is a little bit harder, but still not hard. I know you can do it, is the practice page 49. And on this page, what you're doing is you're taking a look, you're reading over here on the left side, and it says, here's what the directions say. Have children draw arrows to show how each event in the left column caused an event in the right column to happen. So you'll have to read this event over here and decide how it matches up to one of these over here on the right. You'll have to draw a line to it. So don't just draw straight lines across, because that won't make any sense. So you'll have to say, what caused this to happen? So I was really good for my parents today. So my parents let me have ice cream for dessert. So this happened, that made that happen. So let's think about that. All right, so I think we're done with all of our lesson for today for Superkids. So you can be working on those practice pages, and you can be doing your Superkids online fun. It looks like a lot of you took your reading test online, which was awesome. And now I think it's time for a Go Noodle. So let's see if we can stop sharing the screen. Well, let's see if we can get the Go Noodle going here. All right, let's see. New share. Let's see if we have Go Noodle. I don't think we do. I think I forgot to put that one up there. All right. All right, Go Noodle. Go Noodle said they're having trouble with this video right now. Try troubleshooting. Email support. All right, it looks like Go Noodle is not working at the present point. So I will have to try to see if I can maybe get that to work later for you and maybe send that separately. So what else do I need to remind you about today? I hope that you have a great day. I hope you're listening to your parents and your grandparents, and you just know that they're trying really hard to help you right now and be super teachers. So give them a big hug and tell them thank you for all that they're doing. And I want you to remember that Jesus loves you very much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.